BJ, I'm really excited because Disney's working on some new shows for the Disney app, and they're all about Marvel characters from the MCU. And I got some pretty solid ideas that I want to share with you.
What's
It kind of looks like Venom, don't it? It's been confirmed that Marvel and Disney are working on a show for the the Disney Play app. I know that's not the name, but
confirmed?
Basically,
it's
in development.
Yeah.
It's as confirmed as the Scarlet Witch and Loki ones.
All right.
Yeah, so it's like, could it happen? Could it not happen? It's all up in the air. It's being developed right now, so we'll see where it is.
Everybody's favorite.
But what we're hearing, what the rumblings are, is that we could be getting a Falcon and Winter Soldier team-up show, which is pretty cool. That sounds pretty awesome. Out of the Scarlet Witch show sounds pretty cool. Loki just makes sense if Tom Hiddleston's on board because he's so popular with the kids that watch. It's cute seeing Tom Hiddleston at conventions and kids are like, "Are you dead? Are you really dead?" It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But but for Falcon and Winter Soldier teaming up, their dynamic in the movies is really good. So I would be super duper.
Yeah, so somebody tweeted me the other day that like all the people that died in Infinity War are just getting TV series now. Yeah.
No, they'll be fine. Yeah. They'll be fine. They're in the Soul Stone or wherever they are.
So this is interesting. Does it surprise you at all that these guys would be getting a TV show instead of possibly their own movie?
No, I think it's a good alternative to it if these shows actually mean something for the MCU in any way. Or
the word is on the street that Kevin Feige would be producing these, and these are so they directly tie into the MCU. How many episodes do you think these shows would be?
It's been confirmed that it would be a limited series if it did get picked up and like the actors are signing on. Right now, the only thing is that they want to make a show with these two characters, which is really cool. And it would star Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, and producer of Empire, which is a very popular show, Malcolm Spellman is currently attached to write it. So we're not sure like if he finds something that works. It would be a limited series. So I'm guessing that's like 13 tops, 8 episodes, hopefully, because they learned their lesson within 19 seasons of Marvel Netflix shows that no one asked for that many episodes. 6 sounds great. 5?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? 3, and it's just movies. They're 2 hours
it's
a
just,
piece.
Exactly.
Wouldn't mind that.
No.
Like, that sounds like actually...
honestly, I like the Sherlock method of like 3 2-hour episodes, call it a day.
That's really smart. Well, we're not going to get that probably.
No, but it's interesting because these characters have a good rapport between the Cap Winter Soldier and Caps of War. These two have a really fun dynamic. They play off each other well. It's interesting that both of them have been Captain America in the comics.
Yeah.
There's also word that not only, that we've heard about the Scarlet Witch series, but we've heard that Vision would be a supporting character in that series, which is, I guess, interesting. That was my least favorite part of Infinity War, so I don't have a lot of excitement for that.
You hate love. I take it every the wrong comment. You're just like, where's that action at?
I mean, that's what I was thinking watching Infinity War. Where's the action in this movie?
No, it was, we were watching Made in Manhattan, and you were just you were being a pill.
I was being a real pill about it.
By the way, great movie.
So what do you think these shows mean to a DC TV in general? Because it really does feel like this is going down a different path with Kevin Feige's involvement, so all that stuff feels like a different path than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Marvel Netflix shows.
Oh, you said DC TV. I got confused.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Making sure. Because there is a question we could go down that, but for these shows,
other Marvel shows, I apologize.
I mean, I think Freeform's got Cloak and Dagger for the time being, and Runaways, Hulu's got that for now. But if it means that we could actually be getting shows that are actually a part of the MCU instead of just saying it's happening in the same world, but we're never gonna that doesn't matter to us whatsoever. It'd be cool if these actually carried some weight. Don't know if that's going to actually pan out, but it would be cool. And also if that means them scooping up like Luke Cage and Iron Fist and the rest of the Netflix shows and reinvigorating them on their app, and making them more important to like the integrity of the MCU, that could be cool as well. Like,
that could be very cool. What do you think this show would look like?
You would... I mean, The Mandalorian right now with Jon Favreau looks really good, and I feel like.
But I mean, like, what would it be about? What would it be before Infinity War? Would it be after Infinity War?
Let's make this easier on everybody and do it after. Because We gotta know what's gonna happen with Infinity War.
Sam, they've been snapped out of existence. There's no way to bring them back.
But everybody knows. Yeah. Everybody knows.
Marvel's not even pretending at this point. They're just having Tom Holland walk around with his new suit. And he's like, hey, everybody.
Hello. I'm probably fine. Yeah. Or this happens before. No, it happens after. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it would just kind of be easier if it happened after, because those two characters' storylines specifically, they were never buddies at a time when it was like cool for them to be.
Yeah, because in between Winter Soldier and Civil War, Bucky was on the run, and in between
no, Bucky's in Wakanda. Falcon's on the run.
That's between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah. So Falcon and them would have met.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's complicated. So it's like if you want to do it after, make it easier.
Unless Falcon flew over to Wakanda, picked up his pal Bucky, and like, hey, we're gonna go on some zany adventures, but you don't get an arm.
Oh, but then he forgets where Wakanda is because he doesn't know. After, or it's in between when the invasion's happening of Wakanda. He's like, but what if we took a little stroll?
I know these guys are like basically forcing themselves through this energy shield, but let's you and I go on a quick side adventure.
Will Runaways stay in Hulu? Davey Backwards Dab asks. Probably because Disney owns a majority stake in Hulu.
Yeah, I think the Netflix shows are. I feel like they're going to be goners, because if you look at the other shows, they're all on Disney owned. That's what trips me up. The Disney DC, Disney. They're on other Disney platforms.
Davey Backwards Zeb also writes again, White Wolf and the new Captain America. That is kind of interesting that they called him White Wolf. So he's got like a code name that's not Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I think
Winter Soldier's real cool.
I think these characters getting show together confirms that neither one of them will be Captain America. I think Cap, Iron Man, and probably Thor will be retired for a time being.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, after Infinity War 2.
Unless they get a X-Men versus Avengers movie, and you're like,
oh, wait a second. So what are with these shows that seem to be more integrated into the MCU proper, what are some Marvel shows that you'd like to see come to this potential Disney app?
Well, there is a rumor out there.
Sure.
Perk your ears up, kids, because there's a rumor that there could be a Hawkeye series coming to the Disney app. This one's even more like on shaky ground than this is, and than this show specifically. And a lot of the word around town is that Jeremy Renner would be in it, and it would be him training like Kate Bishop, which is interesting. But again, that's a huge, big old grain of salt. That's a big rock of salt that you could just carry around with you, because we don't know what's going to happen with that show. I would like that though. When it comes to shows, I would actually like going on that same like path. I wouldn't mind if they had like a Hawkeye led West Coast Avengers team, because in the comics he runs West Coast Avengers. Usually a Hawkeye does. Kate Bishop and Clint are on an Avengers team right now, which I love. It's just like, you don't need two Arrow people. Like, why would you do it? It's so pointless, but they have such a good dynamic together. And Kelly Thompson, who's the writer, does a really good job characterizing both those characters. So West Coast Avengers, I would like. And also, it's confusing because it's like, they probably introduce new characters in some way, right? Like with these shows.
Honestly, that's the interesting thing to me. As exciting as it is, the idea of getting these characters that haven't been allowed their own movie to get them a TV series is compelling. But I'd rather have what they were doing with Netflix, but actually have it connect. Like, I'd rather see characters that we haven't seen, and like you said, maybe reinvigorate Daredevil, Luke Cage, or Jessica Jones on that platform, or integrate characters into the MCU that we haven't seen yet. Like this, depending on how they do it, this could be a cool opportunity for them to possibly do Blade. Like, have Wesley Snipes come back as Blade for a limited series, have Benedict Cumberbatch show up for an episode as Doctor Strange. That'd be great. I don't know how Disney would align that with their brand. But I think that'd be really cool, and that would excite me more. Characters that we really haven't seen be a part of the MCU yet. Yeah,
and Disney, and a lot of people are like they're not gonna have adult things on this, and it's like, and I don't buy it exactly, because it's like they still make ABC and Disney and whatnot have an imprint that makes adult content, and like adult content sounds way different. It's
I think
more
like
mature.
Sixth Sense. You know what I mean? Like that's Touchstone. That's Touchstone.
And that one M. Night Shyamalan Nickelodeon movie that's really dark. Anywho, it's with Rosie O'Donnell. Big fan. No, I think you could have some more adult shows on there, and so I think they'd be willing to spend the money on it. Like The Mandalorian, there's got to be some more adult like themes in there. See, breaking stuff. Ooh, that's a yeehaw to you. I want to go to a restaurant where they say yeehaw whenever a waiter breaks something. Speaking of that, what other characters would you want to see?
That would get super annoying if you were one of those waiters like, yeah, I get it. I broke something. Yeah. Shut up about it. Yeah, no, shut up, all right?
Let's give a shout out to all the dads out there that give a round of applause whenever a waiter breaks something. Big fan of them. Y'all the worst.
Y'all going to the bad place. It just, I honestly, I would like to see maybe Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage kind of resurrected on this app in some sort of fashion and join and like really actually honestly be a part of the MCU now. You know what I mean?
I think they could get if Netflix isn't going to be making new shows, Disney could get a lot of really cool buzz if they did like some spooky stuff. If they got like, what's the pitch we always have for Marvel Netflix shows is to go with like the darker side with like your Ghost Rider and your Blade. And your Werewolf Man.
Oh, Man. Wait.
Midnight.
Oh, Werewolf by Night.
There you go.
Yeah.
Midnight. That's the one. Oh, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeehaw from Kate Houlihan.
Well, and you also have an easy in to connect those to the movies because you have Doctor Strange, like the Midnight Suns and everything. You could have him. I mean, I would honestly. I think I've pitched this before on something else. I would love talking about our Sherlock format. You do 3 2-hour episodes. Each one is a mini movie for Blade, Ghost Rider, and then you have Doctor Strange be like the Crypt Keeper, like he's the one that introduces the story, and maybe he pops in or something like that. That would be one of the coolest ways they could incorporate their kind of magical, mystical elements because those are all really cool characters that I just don't. I don't see Ghost Rider getting an MCU movie. You know what I mean?
I do.
And on TV,
he's got like 2 already.
I don't know if Wesley Snipes has the cachet at this point to carry a Blade movie, but doing a show I think would be a good. He just had a TV show a little bit ago that didn't last very long, but it's like people would lose their minds for more Wesley Snipes Blade, and I think he's still physically capable of doing it.
I think. Well, here's the thing: Marvel does a good job when they like Robert Downey Jr. was a big gamble for them because it was like not getting great press and in his personal life stuff. So picking him was a gamble, but with the right team, it became what it thought this.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially. Thanks, Robert Downey Jr. We have a job because of you.
So I wouldn't write off Wesley Snipes too quick when it comes to a movie thing. So it's like I think if you wanted to do a TV show or something like that, but a Doctor Strange like Crypt Keeper, you get Benedict Cumberbatch. It's like when do you ever watch Documentary Now? It is an IFC.
I want to though.
Yeah, okay, so it's an IFC show. It's Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. They do mockumentaries, but on the styling of other popular documentaries. Yeah. And they have Helen Mirren introduce every episode, and it's like amazing. So it's just like you can get this. There's no way Disney couldn't get Benedict Cumberbatch. You put the costume on, you sit down.
He still does TV shows. You know what I mean? So like, you put him in costume, you knock out all his intros in a day, and maybe you have him pop in one of the episodes to like help out Blade. How great would that be?
That would be really cool. Yeah, I really like that idea, and I think street level characters could do really well on this, and go with maybe pick a weird space like team. Pick a ragtag space team. I think his name is Bug. It's kind of like DC's character. He was on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. And he's got like a little tick. He's like a little cricket character. Okay. Like you basically, I think, do something where like there's the Guardians of Nowhere. Yeah. And like set it in something kind of like that. So you have your Marvel, you have your Marvel fans and your space fans, your Guardians of the Galaxy fans, and your Star Wars fans. And I think they could do a really cool short limited series with Cosmo and those smaller,
like on a space station. That'd be really fun. If you wanted to have another space tangential character that could be a little bit more grounded, and there's definitely a fan base for it. This character's not big enough to afford a movie. Darkhawk. I think you could do some cool stuff with Darkhawk.
You could.
Yeah.
He is not, but they are trying.
But it's a show.
Now.
But like as a show, he might be the type of character that could get people
for people at home.
Yeah, Darkhawk was a character introduced in the '90s, and he was a teenager that found a crystal that basically switched his body with a space murder android, and he started fighting crime. And it's super of the time. You look at the comic, the writing is super of the time. But I don't know, man. I think you could do some really. I grew up in the 90s, so I'm a fan of the character. But I think you could do a lot of really cool things with it. And while, again, I don't think he would necessarily carry a movie, mm-hmm. I think having a series with him, and especially since recently they've tied him more into the cosmic stuff, that could be a way to connect. Because I think you're right. I think doing a series connected to space stuff to the Guardians to all that stuff is really smart. Is like if they're not thinking about that, they're missing a huge opportunity. Even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of in season 5, even though it was in the future, kind of like started tying into some of the space stuff. It's like it's smart.
I would say, like, kind of to round this out, because we could keep pitching for a while, but I think the best way to introduce characters who are now popular in Marvel Comics without having to do like a lot of the legwork and the gymnastics of trying to make a whole movie around it. Not that shows are technically easier, but I feel like you could get a really interesting series from Miss America, from America Chavez, and she could be in the movies too. But you could introduce her on this Disney app because
Miss Marvel,
Kamala Khan could have her own series because all of her characters are original creations that you don't have to worry about. When is that guy who looks like a parakeet going to be in a movie? It's like, nah, he's not. He's going to be in this show. You could do Squirrel Girl, which could have a lot of fun. We could have it really quirky.
They did shelve that new Warrior show. Maybe it could find a new place here.
There you go. Because they wouldn't sell it anywhere else except for a Disney-owned property. So they're also, it might not be very good. I think that's why they've got
that's probably true.
Yeah, but a Squirrel Girl series could be really interesting as well because it's a girl who's at college, and that's really, I feel like that's Disney's demographic too. Yeah. And I could 100% see, like, take a lot of the humor from Deadpool PG-13 edit that's coming out. We'll talk about that soon. Yeah. You take that, and then you take Enchanted about, like, fantasy character going to the real world or vice versa, and you could have a Gwenpool TV show pretty quick. And I think Gwenpool would be really interesting because it's just and also just imagine the Disney, like, kids getting excited about what if. Who doesn't like Deadpool? It's like, okay, you are like a spin-off of that, and you get to live in the Marvel world, and you get to use your knowledge of the movies and everything that you love, and you can try to use it to become a superhero or a villain. Like, I think it sounds like the perfect, like, marketing strategy for a character. Yeah. So I would be on board with that. But most of all, we're just like, let's go basics Hawkeye. Let's try a street level
more
Hawkeye.
Specifically, if you introduce Kate Bishop along there. I don't know if I need a Hawkeye standalone thing, but the idea of him training a Kate Bishop character, I think it has a lot of potential.
Do the Matt Fraction and David Aja, I'm going to say Aja, run where he's street level in New York, and last couple episodes in, you introduce Daredevil, and it's Charlie Cox.
I'm sold. I'm into it. Yeah, I'm super sold.
I'd pee just a tiny bit.
So those are some of our thoughts on what could be great Marvel shows on the Disney app. But what are some shows you'd like to see? What are some characters you think should get their own shows? Let us know in the comments down below. Please please subscribe. Please click anywhere on the screen to go check out more of our content. Go to onlystupidanswers.com to check out our podcast and more, and patreon.com/onlystupidanswers for more exclusive content.
Please. And thank you, and happy belated Halloween.